Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Empower Her Talk Show here on AOC. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight here Thursday. We're already on the 25th of this month already. This month has gone by. Um, First, I want to thank AOC for this opportunity. I want to thank LUS and Cox Cable and the six surrounding parishes that allow me to grace your iPads, your telephone, your cell phones, and even some of your Roku television. Thank you guys again. As you know, I am Coach Salita, and I'm elated. Let me tell you why I'm so elated. Like I've been telling you guys, we do this thing called the Legacy Liftoff series, and we've been doing this for a minute. And legacy liftoff means, what are you leaving behind when everything is over and done with? When you're over and done with, what are you leaving young women behind? And are you leaving them a strong sense of self, right? Are you leaving them uh, a personality that they can deal with themselves? So, what you're teaching others is so important. So, this is what that whole concept about legacy liftoff is, getting everybody ready to deal with whatever's coming their way as women. Um, as you know, we're very we're unique. Okay. Um, so our whole concept on how life is supposed to be sometimes can fool us, right? Sometimes can have us where we're like, okay, is that what was really supposed to be happening? Right? So this is what we did. This is what I did when I created the class. And I want to say congratulations to my class because we just finished another ebook. The ebook we just finished was The Inner Strength, Developing Emotional Intelligence for Everyday Life. That is a book we just got through finishing. I am so proud of my class. It had 11 chapters in it. They have a big quiz coming up. Um, we do our classes on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I do it on my YouTube channel. So we do it. We changed the time because another show, a podcast that I do, we've changed the days. So now we come on Saturdays at 7:30 and Wednesdays at 7:30 instead of rushing for 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. I don't have to do that anymore. Um, so I'm glad. But look, he when he changed the time, the days, now we have a show on Thursday night. So hopefully this doesn't interfere. We don't get long winded in here, which I don't think we will. Um, so that is what we're going into our fifth book. They don't know what it is yet. They have no idea. And that's what I love about doing this is that I surprise them. They'll find out when they get ready. When I send them the quiz, that's when they'll find out about their new ebook that we're going to be the next course we're going to be talking about. Subject matter we're going to be talking about. So they have a quiz coming up. They just did a quiz for the first five chapters, and then the second chapters, they're going to put it all together um, uh, and summarize the ebook. So I make sure they get in these classes are absolutely no charge to anybody. Um, because I think in certain things that I teach doesn't have to have a price to it. I think a lot of things that, and that's just me as a coach, that's a choice I made. I think we can be schooled in a lot of ways. And I'm not saying that I'm not worthy of being, my services being rendered in that way. It's just that right now I'm not doing that with this particular class. Um, but if you want to get a copy of the book, you can also go to my website if you need to. You can't clip my wings. Um, not all the books are on there. It's just certain ones that I have up there that if you wanted a copy of one, you can definitely get it. So last week we kind of deterred, or we kind of sidebarred what we were talking about. We were going through one of the other books, the other ebooks here that we were talking about. We were talking about the miscalculation of the story being told about Black women in history. we did a sidetrack because I wanted to bring you some other things, some other subject matters that we talked about. I can't remember which one we did discuss, but it was one of my. It's one of my. What did I want to say? Oh gosh, hold up. Let me think. I'm trying to think what it was that I wanted to talk about. That we talked about last week. No, this is not it. Give me a second, you guys. Oh, here we go. And I think we were on chapter 5. We'll just go ahead and do chapter 5 on this one. But I wanted to get you guys kind of familiar with the Rooted and Rising series that we have going on for our radio. It's a podcast I do on Substack, and then I also do a Saturday morning show, which I'm going to change to Saturday morning evening. I mean Saturday evening because afternoon, because I seem to keep getting clogged. When I say clogged, my timing is off on Saturday mornings. So I think what I'll do is I'll change it from Saturday mornings to Saturday afternoons. That gives me more time to kind of get myself prepped for the radio show. So that radio show we're talking about over there, we're discussing um, the Survival Mode Nation series over there. And then on my Substack, we're talking about the things women are not allowed to say. So we're talking about those things, those subject matters for that series over there. Um, it's just been one whirlwind, okay? And then I don't know if you had an opportunity to check out my series that I'm doing now. It's called The Parish Files 2026. You can check me out on YouTube. Um, I'm excited about that. Um, you guys, doing that kind of work is so cool. But I'm going to share some things with you. And this is the thing for me. This is me. Not everybody is going to like what you offer, okay? And sometimes just doing it, do it. Because see, that's sometimes that's what gets me about us. You know, somebody can tell us no about something that we've done, and we'll shut the whole show down. That's I don't I look, you might not like what I'm doing, but I like what I'm doing. And my thing is, if you have an issue with it, you can just scroll on by. And that's how I feel about it. Because I'm the same way. Certain things that I want to say something about, I don't need to say nothing about it. I'm going to keep on scrolling. But some people, you know, they like to let you know that they came to your page and they need to let you know what they needed, you know, what was their opinion of. So one of the comments that was said was someone researched because this series, these episodes, which are in tonight, and I'll start another story. We talking about um, we're talking about unsolved murders, right? So this person, and it has its biggest day in the disclaimer when you describe what what you're doing, right? That is, it's not, it's fictional, right? Well, this person said they literally looked up the cases. So to me, that's almost like a compliment because if my story got you looking up cases that sound legit, then I've done my job. I'm proud of myself. So I thought it was kind of, you know, at first I got kind of like perturbed, like, how dare you? Say something about my stuff. But then I thought about it, I said, I made them really think that it's a real story. Well, that's good. But when you have a great imagination, right? And you know how to word things, why not? Right? So I want to give you a little sample of what the parish files are about. I'm going to I want to play let's see. I don't want to show the whole thing because I don't want you guys to feel like this is what we're talking about. But I do want to give you a sample of what so you guys get to see that I'm a multifaceted person. I don't, I should talented, shouldn't, I don't know if I want to say that because I don't want to sound like I'm being a bragger. Um, but I can do a lot of little things. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. I am not by no far filmmaker, a produce. I'm not all those things. I know I'm not. I'm very green with this because it's the very first time I ever did this. But I want to share some of what I've done since I started. So I'll let's do the intro. I'll just show you the intro. How about that? Let me show you the intro. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to make sure I don't want to take up a lot of your time with this. Uh, 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 Okay, I'm just going to show you a snippet. Let's do it. So I'm just going to show, this is one of my trailers. Okay. Okay, that's one. Let's go back. Okay. Let's see. We did an episode. I want to let's see. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
They both walked to their cars.
I'll show a little bit of this one. Yeah, let's do that.
There's a river that don't forget a name. It carries silence like it carries shame. Through broken roads and faded stone, where truth gets lost and never goes home. And the wind keeps saying when nobody speaks, in the shadows of the cypress trees, beneath the pears, the stories don't sleep. They're buried in water, they're buried too deep. 10 names whisper into the night, still waiting on justice, still out of sight. The walls don't talk, but they remember all. Every unanswered call after the fall, and every light that flickered out too fast still echoes in the weight of the past. rest beneath the parish. Stories don't sleep. They're buried in water. They're buried too deep. 10 names whispered into the night. Still waiting on justice. Still out of sight. If you listen close,
At first, they appear to be isolated tragedies. Different communities, different sheriff departments, different circumstances. But beneath the surface, troubling similarities were beginning to emerge. June 14th, 1974. Valerie Dupree, 25-year-old nursing assistant, left her best friend's house in Jonesville just before a summer storm. She never made it home. The next morning at 6:30 a.m., a fisherman on Black River Lake found Valerie's car was partially submerged. Driver's side door opened near the riverbank. 2 days later, June 17th, 1974, a local hunter trekking through the Catahoula National Wildlife Refuge stumbled upon Valerie's body in the tall grass near the river. She was strangled with a rope. Her gold hoop earrings were missing. Sheriff Robert Landry of the Catahoula Parish Sheriff Office led the investigation.
At first, we thought it was just a spike in violent crime. But then we started seeing patterns, Same gaps in timelines, same unanswered leads. It stopped looking random.
August 15th, 1974. Marlena Marley Rainwater, a 27-year-old seamstress, left her sister's house in Winfield after dinner. She told her family she'd be home before midnight. She had a short 20-minute drive down Highway 84. She never made it home. They found her car abandoned on the side of the dirt road near Kisatchie Creek, the driver's side door open. 3 days later, August 18th, 1974, a group of hunters walking near Saline Bayou stumbled upon Marlena's body at the edge of the creek, partially hidden under a pile of fallen branches.
People see patterns where there aren't any.
October 27th, 1974. Clara Whitman, a 26-year-old school teacher, was just finishing up going over her lesson plans and preparing for a test in the morning. She locked up around 6:45 p.m. at the Martin High School in Coushatta. Clara waved to the janitor and stepped out in the cool air. She was supposed to take her usual 10-minute drive to her apartment near Red River. She never made it home. Around 11 p.m., Clara's light blue 1969 Chevrolet Impala was parked haphazardly on the shoulder of the highway, its driver's side door open. The next morning, October 28th, 1974, two fishermen on the banks of the Red River made a gruesome discovery. Clara's lifeless body lay partially submerged in the water, caught between two cypress roots. Her engagement
All right, so I didn't. Let me see. Give me a second here. I just wanted to give you a little tidbit of that. So you can always go and watch it. It's called The Parish Files. You can go to 2026 on YouTube at The Parish Files 2026. You want to continue watching that. We are in the midst of 3 episodes. So that's episode 2. Episode 3 is the finale for this story. Oh gosh. So it is going to be late. It's supposed to be tonight, but this has been one of those weeks when everything, I'm like everything was happening. Not anything tragic or anything, but I got really busy. And I didn't get, I'm be honest, I didn't get the episode out like I want to. So when I finish here, I definitely have to go ahead and get it rolling. And I did make a note that it was going to be late for tonight. I'm going to have to put together a schedule of doing, making sure everything, because I want it to be, good for you. So that's when I got the message or the comment that somebody researched these stories. I'm glad you researched them. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get back to miscalculating. Now, like I said, we just finished this book, which we're going to be talking about it over here if you want to. Because I think the platform of what we do here is empowerment. Either way it goes, whether I have a guest or whether we get, either way it goes, it's going to always be focused on women. It's going to be always focused on making you better in everything that you do. And it's so wonderful to talk to a community, having a community that I have, that I teach these classes to, and hearing their feedback on what, because that's one of the things they have to give me. They have to give me an update on how these classes are helping them, because to me that's important, so that if I need to switch up, I can do that. If they need something out of me to do better at, then I can do that. And when you're doing this type of work, you definitely understand that everything is not going to be smooth, but you want to make sure at least you guys are on the same wavelength, if nothing else. And there's a mutual understanding. And this is what's so wonderful about this last book we just finished, um, The Inner Strength, Developing Emotional Intelligence for Everyday Life. This was so dynamic, and they learned so much from this. So that's one of the things that they have to do, is give me feedback on all the work that we've done all the way up till now. Because we're already in this, we started in December, January, February, March, April, May, June. See, we're already in the 7th month. So I want them to give me an overall synopsis of what they feel they've gotten out of this class and which class helped them the most. For me, this class helped me the most. I don't know because you guys haven't had it yet, but this class helped me the most, dealing with emotional intelligence. So I think that was very important. So we're going to go ahead and get a little bit into the rest of miscalculating. Um, let's see here. Yeah. I think we left off on chapter 5. I think we left off on chapter 5. Let me make sure. I think so. The last time we discussed this. Let me make sure. Because I'll write it down somewhere. And yeah. I'll write it down somewhere else and then forget where I wrote it at. So it's not like I'm not doing it. I'm actually doing it. I just forget where I wrote it. Okay. Hold up. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay. Oh, so you guys, we're already on chapter 8. Wow. Thing. Good thing. Okay. We're on chapter 8, so that helps me out when I get ready to share this with you guys. So let's go to chapter 8. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Here we go. Okay, so we covered a lot in this. We covered a lot in here. So let me go and pull this up real quick here. Okay. So yeah, we covered a lot already on chapter 8 for this. And so we're reflecting on the journey of rewriting history. So we've gone through, let's go back a little bit, just a little bit on what we've gone. Oh, that's right. Creating spaces for Black women's voices, which I have done with the Rooted and Rising podcast and the Rooted and Rising Saturday morning show. I've opened up the doorway for people to come in and definitely hang out with me on those days. Being able to celebrate the achievements of Black women. It's so many of us who have done so much, you guys. So definitely take time out to celebrate that. The role of education in rewriting history, getting ready. Women, they say that African American women are the most educated women there is in the United States. So if that's the deal, then we need to put that education to use. And I can say that I try my best to make sure that everything that I've learned, processes and procedures and curriculum, that I actually am sharing that with others. So definitely do that. And look, let me say this. You don't have to have a degree in order to teach people. So don't get that where you think in your mind that's how it works. No, you don't have to have a degree, because way before I had these degrees, guess what? I was teaching people. So it doesn't matter, especially when you talk about work, customer service training and all that, did all that. Set up training classes, did all of that. So what I'm saying is you don't have to have a degree in order to find yourself teaching or mentoring someone, okay? Understanding the difference between the present, and past, bringing it together is so important. Because the main thing we were talking about earlier was intersectionality, how it affects the social movements we have out now, um, the issues of the legacy of colonialism and its effect. All of that plays a major part in all the work that we do. And I'm encouraging anybody, if you have an opportunity to teach them our history, doggone it, do it. If you learn something new and you want to share with somebody, do that. Okay. It's nothing wrong with you doing that. Okay. At all. Again, you don't need a degree to do that. Just be able to comprehend what you're reading. That's all. And being able to explain it to others. That's all you have to do. All right. So, conclusion and future directions when it comes to chapter 8. Chapter 8 is not the last chapter, or is it? Oh, you know what? Chapter 8 is. That's why. See, it's been a minute since I touched this book. So, yeah, this is the last. Oh, you guys, we did good then. I wasn't expecting that, but yes, we've done good. I can't believe we actually went through this whole book. Man, we did great. Okay. So, conclusion and future directions, reflecting the journey of rewriting history. So it says here, reflecting on the journey of rewriting history is essential for understanding the multifaceted uh, experiences of Black women. This journey has often been fraught with challenges, yet it has also illuminated the resilience and strength that that characterizes our narrative. Yeah. Each step we take in reclaiming our stories is a testament to our determination to not only be heard, but to be recognized within the broader context of history. So we want to be recognized. If there's some people among us who are great, yes, we have a right to. We always find ourselves pushing ourselves down to meet other people's needs because we don't want to shine too light. We make sure we take off our lights, we turn them out because we don't want everybody to see us, right? But because we don't want to feel like we're outshining somebody else. Let me tell you something. If you have a light and you know how to handle your light, show your light. Okay? It is a ongoing thing with us as women, is that we don't want to do too much. We don't want to sound too loud. And we talk about that in the things women are never allowed to say. We talk about how we dim our lights in order for other people to shine. So we have got to stop doing that. Okay. We have got to stand on our 10 and definitely say, you know what? I'm proud of all the things I've accomplished. Yes, I've made history. I made history for myself and I made history for the women that I'm mentoring, I'm talking to, I'm encouraging, right? So don't always minimize all the work that you do, and then don't do anything. It's all right. I'm not saying that you have to be out there conquering the world with everybody because everybody's not built to do that, right? Some people just want to learn and take all that knowledge and, hey, I got this because I didn't think I could do it. That's on an individual basis. And if you are that type of person that wants to share what you've learned, share it. The reason why I do a lot of sharing with stuff is because I have no use for it after I've used it. So there's no need for me to hold on to it. I am not good at gatekeeping information. No, I'm not, because I love for other people to know as much as I do. And it's the most fascinating thing to hear somebody say, wow, I'm glad you told me that because I did not know. And you know what? I never thought about it like that. I love hearing that. You know why I love hearing that? Because they had an opinion or they had a perception of something, and you came and put a light on it for them, and they saw it in a whole different. Not that you're trying to persuade anybody to think differently. You just want to give them that knowledge. And I think we should stop trying to always gatekeep stuff that we did not create. Let me say that again. I don't know why that hit me. Stop gatekeeping things that you did not create. If you didn't create it, it doesn't belong to you. So why do we do that? Why do we always trying to gatekeep something we didn't create? Now, if I created it, like for instance, my ebooks, I created these ebooks. I wrote them, they're mine. So can I gatekeep them? You doggone right I can, because they're mine. But if it was another book we were talking about, say The Color of Law, there's a book called The Color of Law. I didn't write that book, but I can definitely discuss it with you. It's not my book. What would make me say, well, you know what? I don't want you to know about that information, The Color of Law. I don't want you to know any of that. Or A Medical Apartheid. I didn't write that one either. It's not mine. So I would love to share all that information with you. It's not mine. So this is why I'm saying, if you have the information, you know how to get it out there, get it out there. Don't be afraid. And you don't always have to do social media to get it out there. You don't. You can have meetings face to face, talking to people and sharing things. If you don't want to do anything else, if you want to start a book club, start a book club. If you just want to fireside chats, start you a fireside chat. Doesn't mean that you're going to be sitting by the fire talking, but it could be something similar to that. Start that. I didn't say gossip. I said get a subject matter that you want to talk about and get opinions of other people. And maybe somewhere down the line, you can learn something from somebody else, and that person can learn something from you. It's not hard for us to do it. We've got to get out of ourselves sometimes, And I'm not saying everybody can do it. I'm talking to the ones who know that they have a great idea and they want to do something similar like that, and they just don't know which direction to go in. Do it. Let me tell you, it took me so long to get to the point where I just want to do it, right? So whatever it is that I want to do, I do it. Because the things that I want to do not hurt anybody else, do not put anybody else in anybody's, business or anything like that. All the things I create and I want to do, I do them. Just like I just showed you a episode of a video that I created. I wanted to do that. I've been wanting to do that. I did it. And I'm very proud of the work I did. To some people, it might not look what everybody wants, but I did it. I wanted to make earrings. I learned how to make earrings. I wanted to make necklaces. I learned how to do that. I learned how to sew because it was something I wanted to do. Right? I know how to write. Look, I wrote books. I know how to create courses because there's something I wanted to do. So that's what I'm saying. Just do it. Don't sit down and haggle with yourself and don't, it's got to be perfect or people going to criticize it. So what? So what? Take a criticize. Let them criticize you. Take it and move on. Because if you spend time worrying about what other people are saying about something you want to do for yourself, it's crazy. So do it. Okay, I'm sorry. I got on that soapbox right there. Okay, I'm back. It is crucial to acknowledge these experiences as integral to the historical discourse rather than mere footnotes in a predominantly white narrative. The process of rewriting history invites us to confront the miscalculations that have led to the erasure of Black women's contributions. Historically, our roles have been either overlooked or misrepresented, leading to a skewed understanding of the impact on society. By critically examining these narratives, we can begin to weave our truths into the fabric of history. This act of reclamation is not merely about correcting errors, it is about honoring the legacies of those who have come before us and ensuring that their stories are preserved and celebrated. So again, you can't gatekeep other people's stuff or other people's narrative or other people's stories. it's there for you to teach other people about it. Okay? So, oh, I got to sneeze. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me, you guys. Please excuse me. Oh, wow. Okay. Intersectionality plays a vital role in this journey as it allows us to explore the unique challenges faced by Black women. Our experiences are shaped by our confluence of race, gender, class, and other identities, making it imperative to approach history from a historical perspective, a holistic perspective. Sorry. By embracing intersectionality, we can highlight the diversity of our experiences and the ways in which they intersect with broader societal issues. This understanding enriches our narratives and provide a more comprehensive view of history that includes the voices of all Black women. As we reflect on our journey, it becomes evident that rewriting history is also about empowerment. It encourages us to take ownership of our narratives and pride and belonging among Black women as we see ourselves represented in the stories we tell. It is also a call to action for all of us to support one another in this endeavor. Said it. Recognizing that our collective strength lies in our ability to uplift and celebrate each other's story. Ultimately, reflecting on the journey of rewriting history is an invitation to continue the work of those who have paved the way for us. Yes, it is a reminder that our narratives are powerful tools to change, capable of challenging dominant narratives and inspiring future generations as we move forward. Let us commit to ensuring that our stories are not only told, but are celebrated as vital contributions to the tapestry of human history, affirming our place within it and inspiring others to do the same. The role of community in supporting Black women. The community plays a pivotal role in uplifting and supporting Black women, particularly in the context of unique experiences and challenges. This support manifests in various forms from mutual aid networks to advocacy for social justice. By recognizing and valuing the contributions of Black women, communities can foster environments that encourage empowerment, creativity, and resilience. In doing so, they help to combat the historical miscalculations that have often sidelined the voices and achievements of Black women in historical narratives. Do you understand how important it is for us to make sure that the stories that we are telling of all our other sisters get out there? And again, remember, we cannot gatekeep something we don't own and we didn't create. The importance of intersectionality cannot be overstated, right? When considering the support system for Black women, their identities are shaped by a combination of race, gender, class, and more, which influences their experiences and needs, right? Communities that understand their intersections can be better tailor their support to address the specific challenges faced by Black women. This nuanced approach not only enhances the effectiveness of community initiative, but also promotes a more inclusive narrative that respects and honors Black women's diverse realities. Moreover, the solidarity among Black women within communities can lead to significant change. When Black women come together, they create a powerful force capable of challenging oppressive systems and demanding recognition. This collective strength can be seen in movements that center the rights and experiences of Black women, highlighting the necessity of community support. So definitely you're going to need the support. As long as you're giving the support, there you will definitely receive it. The interdependence within these networks nurtures a sense of belonging and shared purpose, essential for tackling the historical erasure of Black women's stories. So I say to you, if you know someone who has a fantastic story and they're willing to tell that story, invite them. Invite them to your fireside chat and let them tell their stories. And then when they finish telling their stories, have your group ask them questions about the story. Furthermore, educational initiatives within communities play a crucial role in reshaping the narrative surrounding Black women. By providing resources, workshops, and forums for discussion, communities can educate themselves and others about rich histories and contributions of Black women. This knowledge sharing helps to rectify historical inaccuracies and foster a more informed and empathetic society. Education also empowers Black women to reclaim their narrative and assert their rightful place in history. Push yourself out there. So, in conclusion, the role of the community in supporting Black women in multifaceted and is vital for both individuals and collective empowerment. By embracing intersectionality, fostering solidarity, and prioritizing education, communities can create spaces where Black women's voices are heard and valued. This support is essential not only for the well being of Black women, but also for the advancement of society as a whole, as it helps to dismantle the long standing miscalculations that have obscured their contributions throughout history. So, moving forward, strategies for continued advocacy. If you're the type of person who wants to continue pushing with this journey, on this journey, remember I told you this information does not belong to you. Any historical information that you didn't physically contribute does not belong to you. Okay? It belongs to other people. It belongs to the community. It belongs to other women, right? Okay? So it says, in the journey of rewriting the historical narrative surrounding Black women, it is imperative to adopt strategies that ensure continued advocacy and visibility. Black women have often been relegated to the sidelines of history, their contributions overlooked or misrepresented. To combat this, we must actively engage in reclaiming our narratives through education and awareness. This involves not only amplifying our voices, but also encouraging younger generations to embrace and share their own stories, thus creating the rich tapestry of experiences that challenge the dominant narrative. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Um, let's get back over here. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. One effective strategy for advocacy is the establishment of community networks that foster collaboration among Black women across various fields. These networks can serve as platforms for sharing resources, knowledge, and support, enabling us to uplift one another by collaborating with others who share similar goals and values. We can create a formidable force that challenges institutional biases and promotes the importance of intersectionality in our struggles. The collective approach will help to ensure that our diverse experiences are acknowledged and celebrated. Additionally, utilizing social media as a tool for advocacy presents a wonderful opportunity to reach wider audiences. Black women can leverage platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, TikTok to share their stories and perspectives, thus raising awareness among the unique challenges we face. By creating engaging content that resonates with others, we can spark meaningful Conversations inspire action. The digital space allows for the rapid dissemination of information and can amplify our voices in ways that traditional media often fail to do. Moreover, it is crucial to advocate for policy changes that address systemic issues impacting Black women. This involves engaging with local and national representatives to ensure that our concerns are prioritized in legislative discussions. By presenting well researched data, yes, and personal testimonies, we can create compelling arguments that highlight the need for equitable policies. Encouraging civic participation among Black women can also lead to greater representation in decision making processes, ultimately shaping more inclusive future. Okay. Lastly, we must honor and celebrate the achievements of Black women throughout history as a means of inspiring future generations. This can be done through the creation of educational programs, workshops, and events that highlight the contributions of Black women in various spheres, from politics to the arts. By instilling pride in our heritage and accomplishments, we empower ourselves and others to continue advocating to change moving forward. So let us commit to strategies that not only elevate our voices, but also ensure that the rich history of Black women is recognized and valued in its entirety. Wow. There we go. Yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I am so glad we finished that. So now, as I was saying, do you understand how important it is for us to make sure that we are doing our part? Okay. Making sure that we're making the decisions that are going to help other people, because it's not about us, to help young women coming up. I say, if you can, start a youth group with just females. Okay. This is the time when they're out of school right now. So you could have them set up during this time while they're out of school. I'm not talking about the high schoolers that just graduated. You can talk to them too. You can have a session where you're talking to them. But I'm talking about the young ladies who are coming up, who are still in the process from ninth grade all the way up to 11th grade, talking to them and getting them prepped. This is what legacy is about. That's why we push the legacy. What are you leaving behind? Doesn't necessarily have to be your child, your daughter. Okay, get permission from their parents, from the mother, to allow you to be able to teach them some things that they probably normally wouldn't know, right? Things that they didn't get in school, things to uplift them to be better people. I think one of my other books I wrote called Sisterhood, right? And it was talking about basically allowing young ladies to find their tribe. I'm not talking about messiness and bulliness. I'm talking finding their tribe of the gifts that they've been given and actually being able to learn and hone in on them and making them sharper and better gifts, right? Um, so, yeah. So my thing is, if you can mentor a young lady or young ladies, do it. Okay. Take time out and literally do that. Mentor someone's child if they let you. Make sure you're mentoring your kids, right? Your young ladies. I think there's not a problem with mentoring young men, but I think really I'm not being a sexist. I just think that because women, young girls, have more in common than young boys and women do. And so that's why I'm saying let's get a grip on our young girls, our young women. And I'm not saying that someone is doing something wrong or anything like that. I'm saying if they're eager to learn, give them that platform to learn on. If they're dealing with something, be able to talk to them, ask them questions, you know, and it doesn't have to be anything personal, right? If you're sharing information, then share that information that you have about a particular subject matter, especially when it's pertaining to Black women. Let's talk about uterine cancer and Black women. How do we talk about that? How do we talk about um, fibroids? And we talk about health. How do we combat that? Because a lot of young girls get that. Having that conversation, the conversation about saying no. Okay, have those conversations if the parents give you permission to do that, right? And if they haven't felt comfortable enough to talk those subject matter, and some of it is lack of knowledge. That's why I mean I'm learning that a lot of adults don't know a lot of things. So you invite the mother to come out, and I know you're saying, well, what that has to do with history? Because all of this has a lot to do with us. All of it does. I just named the book of Medical Apartheid. Check it out. Check that book out. I'm encouraging you. Look at that book called The Medical Apartheid, and it will show you the things that were done to African American women in history. I can't remember the doctor of gynecology that they had a statue of, and they got it taken down because of the horrendous things he did to Black women, slave girls, to make sure white women were pain free. So all I'm saying is there is an opportunity for us to learn about us. Let's do it. Let's share that history. We do not have a right to gatekeep someone else's creation, someone else's story. We don't have a right to that. So what I'm saying to you is, if you hear something that's fascinating about something a Black person did, a Black woman has done, share that information. Get all the information you can on that, and then share that information. We're not gatekeepers. We don't have a right to be gatekeepers. That's what I'm trying to say. Of anybody's history. And we don't have a right to charge anybody for somebody else's experience. Okay? I'm not against people providing, being able to have a service that I'm not knocking that. I just don't think that if there's information that you're sharing that don't belong to you, did not create, that you have a right to put a price tag on it. You didn't create the information. So why should I pay you for something? Think about it. But we do it all the time. We don't think about it in that sense, but yes. Some things, if I didn't create it, I don't have a right to put a price tag on it at all. Why? Why would I do that? But we do it. We do it all the time. And we don't realize it. It's not fair. Because you can go to the library and get a lot of this information we're talking about African American women. Yeah, you could do that. That's the only reason why I was saying that. It's because the information is out there. You just got to figure out how to get it to your tribe. And always have an opportunity, if you do have a tribe of people, women that you talk to, always to learn within that group of people. Don't have your mind already set up that you're not going to learn anything from somebody else. I'm telling you, when your mind is open and you're free to think the things that you need to think, you will be surprised at things that you learn. You'd be surprised. Things that you probably wouldn't even think would be interesting to learn. I have been in circles, I have been in conferences that I had to just go to. Because just go. And I'm like fascinated with the information that I found out. I wasn't really interested in the information. But once I got there and started hearing the conversation, the talks, and the discussions, I was like, man, I'm very fascinated by this. This is cool. I really want to try this. Because I opened my mind to allowing other things to get in there so that I can learn something different. Right? So that's what I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to go ahead And I am going to let you guys go. I want to thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. We finished this book. I'm happy that we did. I feel like I missed something. Did I miss something? I don't think I did. I'm hoping I didn't, you guys. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank AOC, Cox Cable, LUS, and the 6 surrounding parishes that, like I said, allows me to grace your platforms or your social medias. If you, as you can see, you can hit me up on you can hit me up on my Substack, which comes on Mondays. It's supposed to be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But I wound up not doing Monday, so I wind up doing Tuesday. So I didn't do anything tonight. So I'm going to be doing something, tomorrow. So I will be on tomorrow. I'm going to record a podcast for tomorrow. And then Saturday morning, we will be on Saturday afternoon. I'm going to try to make it for Saturday afternoon. We'll be on there. And then I'm on here every Thursday at 7 p.m. And I do my Legacy Liftoff series classes on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 7:30. All right. So if you guys are interested in any of this, the classes are free of charge. Okay. Definitely hit me up if you are interested in that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you for letting me hang out with you today. And this is Coach Salida, and bye-bye.